G'day guys, X-Ray Racer 1 here, and I'm doing a bit of a question and answer video and a bit of a how-to video as well for the NCE Powercab DCC system. Now, the NCE Powercab DCC system, I've already done a unboxing of it, and I will leave the link to the first two videos down below. However, this video comes as a bit of a request from a YouTuber, and also I've been getting a few questions about the system itself, so I thought it best to do this video to help answer some questions. So one of the questions I get is it expensive? Well, it depends on what you do consider to be expensive, because the word expensive can mean little or a lot to whoever you ask. Now, I live in Australia. If you can't tell from my accent, I bought this from a hobby shop in Victoria, and it was 300 Australian dollars. Now, I'm not sure what that is in US or Canadian currency, or in pounds, or in euros, or whatever, but I paid $300 Australian for this. Now, some people might think, ooh, that's quite expensive. However, it is a starter system, and it is somewhat complex, but it is a good system. And for the money I paid for it, I don't regret it at all. Next question I'm asked, is it easy to use? Now, the Powercab and the ProCab, well, NCE probably without doubt make probably the most user-friendly DCC system going, and there'll be people who will back me up on this, and will also tell you that too. It is, put it this way, I'm not a very tech savvy person, and I can use this quite easily. And following the instructions on how to program the locomotive, it's great, it's easy, I can figure it out, so therefore anyone can figure it out. Another question I'm asked is, how is it that how does the powering system work on this if there's no booster? Now, someone's asked me that because they are familiar with other systems or with the NCE ProCab. Now, the ProCab, you just have your throttle, which is what this is, and then underneath your layout you'll have a box that it's called a booster, which sends the power to your layout. The Powercab in itself is a throttle and a booster all in one. So that's how, and when you get your system, it will come with two leads. You'll have a coiled lead and a flat lead, which is what I'm using here. For the Powercab, you will need to use the flat lead, as it has 6 pins, whereas the coiled lead only has four wires, not leads, 4 wires. And so you need the 6-wire cord to send the power to the track as well. So we'll get on with the next question, which requires demonstration. Okay, so another question. Is programming a locomotive easy with the NCE Powercab? Quite frankly, it is as easy as stealing candy from a baby. Although having said that, I have tried to steal candy from one of my little nephews years and years ago, and it didn't quite work. However, this is much easier. So, when you get a locomotive, I've had to actually reset this locomotive as I've been having a few issues with it. When you get a new locomotive, whether it is DCC equipped or like factory equipped with a DCC decoder, or you've put in a decoder, all decoders will come at their factory address, which is 003, or short address number 3. So to program a locomotive is quite simple. So we have down the bottom here our program button. So I have my program track. It is recommended that you program a locomotive on the program track unless you're doing the consist. So what we need to do is push the program button till it says program track. So that'll be 4 times from memory. So 1, program on the main, no. 2, 3, 4. There we go. Use program track. Now we push enter. So now what do we want to do? Well, we want to do a standard setup, which is, I'm sorry if it's a bit hard to see, but it's number 1. So we push 1. So the main is off. Wait. So what it's doing now, it's reading the decoder in the locomotive. So it is manufacturer 153, which is TCS. So we push enter. Decoder version 88. Push enter again. Okay, so do we want to set up address? Yes. Well, this is short address. So address, so yes. Short address, we will just, for the moment, we'll leave it at short address number 3. So we push enter. Activate this address. 1, yes. Push number 1. Now set up long address. So now for the long address we will use the road number. So that is 5719. So bear with me. 5719 and enter. Activate this address. Yes. Okay, so now we don't have to worry about configuration and that for the time being, so we just push program escape and push it again. Oh, I pushed it too many times. So we just keep pushing it until it goes back to normal. There we go, guys. So that's the main screen. And as you can see, simple as that. Okay, so can you run more than 3 locomotives at once? Yes, you can. And if we have a look here, I have 4 locomotives. That's 1. Bear with me, I have to select the locos. So as you can see, the power cab is running 4 locomotives at once. I've only got them running at slow speeds at the moment, so I'm not having to jumble around trying to control them, but as you can see, 4 locomotives. And not only that, while the power cab can run up to 6 locomotives with a Wi-Fi adapter and an NCE USB with an NCE USB adapter and JMRI program on your computer, you can have wireless throttles. And the power cab, the handheld unit, is what you call a throttle. So you can have wireless throttles via an app on your Android or Apple device. So while you can only physically control 6 trains or 6 locomotives on your power cab, you can technically run more locomotives with wireless throttles through a Wi-Fi device. So that's that question. Now let's get on to the next one. Okay, so the next question is it easy to set up a consist? That's another question I have asked. Now, for those who are new to DCC, you're probably asking you, what is a consist? Well, a consist is a certain amount of locomotives hooked up together to run together, because it consists of X amount of locomotives. Now, there are 2 ways of doing a consist programming on your DCC system. So with the NCE Powercab, and I would assume this would also count as well for the ProCab, you have standard consist setup and advanced consist setup. Now, the procedure for programming consist in either standard or advanced is exactly the same. However, advanced consist is better because, unlike standard consist, where you can only run 2 locomotives at once, advanced consist, you can keep adding locomotives to your consist to run together. Now, the reason why you have a consist is, unlike DC power, where you turn the dial and the voltage increases and therefore makes the locomotives together run together, DCC locomotives will only run if you tell them to, because right now in the track I have a constant 13.8 volts running through the track as we speak. So therefore these locomotives have power in them, but they're not being told to move. So therefore they have to be told to move together. They have to run in a consist. Oops, sorry. So to show you, so we have 2 F3As. So I will select loco 1404 is the main consist number. and it's just the lead locomotive, and when I run them, I've got to push enter, and then when I run it, they run together. Now, I won't go into advanced programming, because some locomotives will run faster than another one, and you'll have to do what is called speed matching. But personally, I find if you have two locomotives the same, they will generally run at the same speed together. So how do you set up a consist? Well, what I will do is I will do one for you. So I have two locomotives waiting, so give me a second. Okay, so here we have two Atlas Shay locomotives. Now, if I can just... Okay, so what I'll do is I will bring the camera back. So we have our locomotives ready there. So what we do is we go to Setup. Now, we have two choices. We have advanced or old or standard consist. So if you want old, you would push number 1, but we want to do advanced. So we just push enter. So set up a consist address. Now the address will determine what number your consist will be. So we will have it as 1, 2, 5. Now the lead loco is this one here, so I have it as set as 0004. So 0004, enter. Direction of this loco is going forward. So if it was to go backwards, you would push the direction button and see it changes to reverse, but we want it to go forwards. So we then leave it at that, push enter. Rear loco number, so it's 0003. So 1, 2, 3, and number 3. And then enter. Direction of this loco is forwards, so push enter again. So now we can have add loco. So if I had a third Shay locomotive on the back here, I would add its number in, and the same thing again, direction and so forth. But now we will go to escape. So now the lead loco, so we go to select loco, enter in the lead loco number. So see there, it shows you consist. So now, well, they weren't hooked up. Well, as you can see, they're not hooked up, but they're running together. Same if I go change the direction. So there you go, guys. That's how you set up a consist. Well, guys, there you have it. So it was a quick, simple video just explaining some things and the features and functions of the NCE Powercab. If you have any more questions about the system, please don't hesitate to comment down below. We'll try to answer questions as best I can. But as you can see here in this video, I am running a consist with two locomotives here, pulling a fairly long train. And over here I have one locomotive running, and I have a derailment. I'll just take that off. It's been a bit of a pain in the butt, that. But so as you can see, it is running 3 locomotives on my layout without any issue. There's no current drag or anything like that, no excessive current draw. If I had my multimeter with me, I would put a amperage draw on the track just to see how many amps are being drawn. But as you can see, it's running perfectly without any trouble, and unlike the camera that loves to go out of focus. So there you go, guys, there's a few questions answered and a few how to do things on the Powercab. I hope you enjoyed this little video. I enjoyed making it. It gave me something to do to alleviate the boredom I've been going through lately. So like I said, if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to comment down below. And cheers, guys.